to bed, or substance abuse. Consider these 7 anger management exercises so you can walk away from the rocky road and find happiness within yourself. Sounds good, guys? All right, so anger management exercise. What? The first one here is no pointing in denying the obvious or factual. It's not your imagination. The evidence is clear, and the result can be a feeling of fear, anxiety, overwhelm, depression, apathy, and withdrawal. Increasingly, many people also experience intense and deeply abiding anger. I'm not sure what you do. A chronic anger can lead to mental health problems such as emotional fatigue, mortality, anxiety, depression, feelings of isolation, melancholy, and resentment. Anger compounds over time. It goes on for days, weeks, and months. You'll face an outlook on life that may be gloomy. You may feel trapped. You may have frequent episodes of frustration and impatience with even minor irritants and those who are close to you. It may negatively impact your relationships at work, at home. Others may now perceive you as prickly, moody, short-tempered, and someone to be avoided whenever possible. Your options and opportunities seem to shrink, and you feel mistreated, stressed, and miserable. So it becomes a cycle, right? So what do? Try these anger management exercises to control your anger outburst. Breathe and release the negative sides of this emotion. It's possible to be steadfast in living the golden rule and channel all your anger and then becomes positive changes for you. Action. Action can empower personal reflection and growth, help mitigate the health impacts of anger. You ultimately lead to greater patience, commitment. You can channel your anger to make the world a better place. Here are 7 steps for anger management exercise to help you manage your anger so you can be happy again. Empower yourself with happiness and have more happiness within. First one, reflect on your anger. The first step in your anger management plan is to acknowledge your feelings and own them without judgment. Here's why this is so important. Think about this for a second. Shift the way you think from negative to positive is simple yet powerful. Do you think the glass is half full or half empty? If you're angry, often it's probably empty. Once you recognize this is your perspective, look at your life through a glass that is half full. If you exercise chronic anger, this mental shift may take time. Take it one step at a time. Small steps eventually make you more comfortable with taking bigger steps. And also, it's compound effect. Little steps at a time will also get results you're looking for. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you have any of these anger anger problems or issues. All right. So that was that one. There's more to that. We'll just skip off to number 2 now. Find what causes your anger issues. It seems there's a broad spectrum of feelings around your feelings. Some people share to the point, too much information, and others are very uncomfortable sharing or showing them at all. It depends on your personality, right? But regardless of which camp you fall into, or anything in between, there is much to be gained by acknowledging our emotions and taking the time to see what we can learn to bring us to be more graceful in the future. To be successful with anger management, you have to identify the cause of it. Did you lose your job, a loved one, a sudden death, a health setback, or some other dramatic life change? Perhaps. Are you feeling disappointed about a situation, regretting something? Is it love, fear, uncertainty, or loss of normal? That happened a couple years ago. Or the reality that life is unfair. Recognize that life events can dramatically alter the course of your life and may cause anger. It may start out as frustration and over time boil over into anger. That's why you recognize it. Find the cause. Finding the cause will help you find freedom from anger, resentment, and other dangerous emotions. That is a book there by Payne Trans. Okay, he talks about that. Okay, let's move on. Number 3, shift your mindset to find happiness. When you learn from a loss, you're practicing emotional first aid. according to psychology guy Winch. Once you know the cause of your anger, change your mindset. It will help you find happiness in yourself. First, focus on changing your mindset once a day. If something goes wrong, focus on the positive rather than the negative. Be the half full person. Sounds good? Also, I wrote a book on positivity. You can check that out. Go to www.thepositivelifebook.com and you can check out my book there if you guys want to learn more about positivity. I'd love to hear from you guys. You guys can carry on there and read the rest of this in the email. So number 4, use emotional freedom to cope with anger. It's important to recognize and treat your pain and triggers immediately to prevent your life from spiraling out of control. You're feeling emotional pain because it's your body's way of telling you something is wrong. Think of it like a wound. When it hurts, you treat it with a Band-Aid so the bleeding stops and the cut will heal. Treat your emotions the same way. How do you do this? This is good. Try the emotional freedom technique, EFT. It is a form of psychological acupressure. Think of it as acupuncture without needles. Instead, you tap your fingers to transfer connected energy to specific points on your head, chest, while you think through a problem or emotional pain, and voice positive affirmations. This is also called tapping. There's more there. Go check out YouTube on tapping. You learn that. It works well. I've done it before. I like it. Number 5, be kind to yourself so you can be happy. So treat ourselves well, right? Once you recognize the causes of your anger, find ways to prevent it. That starts with being kind to yourself. Compassion goes a long way. If the anger log proves effective, use compassion journal to hold yourself accountable. So have 2 journals. One to find out why you get angry and stuff, write that down. And then after, do a compassion one. See why you're happy and find ways to be happy, right? Just write it down so you know, so future, later on, a couple months in the road, you'll know that you're doing well. All right, carrying on here with the article. Also, focus on you. Physical activity is an excellent way to release tension and resentment. Yes, totally agree. Get that anger and resentment out of you. Get enough sleep and eat well. Let's experiment with tools to clear your mind. Try meditation for mindfulness, which we have covered before. You guys can check some of the previous Facebook lives I've done. I covered this a couple weeks ago. To redirect yourself when a situation arises that hooks you. Anything is possible when you set your mind to it. Just think of Susan Boyle, the Scottish singer who rose to fame after her inspiring moving rendition of I Dream on Britain's Got Talent TV show. Pretty good. She's about 47 and she's well. All right, number 6. Reach out to others. If you're a frequent complainer, you may feel a bit isolated as others realize this. When you start to make an internal shift in your thinking, reach out to others and show off your updated self. Find someone with whom you can share your feelings and concerns with. Sometimes that person may be the most unlikely place. Just never know. So here's a quote from Stephen Hawking. People won't have time for you if you're always angry or complaining. So, all right, last one here, number 7. Finally, let it go. Like Frozen, just let it go. Don't sing the song, okay? Sometimes you just have to do this, and it's often liberating. You can walk away from situations, agree to disagree, or clear your mind with mindfulness or other relaxation techniques. Here's another quote from Diana Van Zen. Hold on to pain, anger, guilt, or shame is the glue that binds us to the situation that we want to escape. Right? When you dwell on a problem, it often leads to anger. So letting it go will help you remove from the situation and prevent your irritability from bubbling to the surface the next time there's a trigger. All right, guys, that's it for today. There's more. Oh, there's a little bit more. One more paragraph. Let's do it. All right, so finding happiness within. Anger has many faces. There's a good and bad, and the ugly. It's a very human emotion, and it's unlikely to ever go away. So recognizing that reality and armed with facts and the power that knowledge brings. It's up to you how you decide what to do. Ask yourself these 4 questions as you seek to find happiness within. The first one, Are you willing to be honest with yourself and authentic with others? 2. Can you do the tough work of involving your relationship with anger so you can tip the scales in favor of positive action? Yes. Number 3, how will you be more compassionate with yourself so you can be more compassionate with others? Number 4, are you willing to let go and have faith? There will be a next will Have faith there will be a next to catch you. A net. A net to catch you. Alright. As you embark on this journey of manage your anger, I hope you find a life filled with greater ease and more power and sense of well-being. There's such a buoyancy. There's a sense of buoyancy that can come from lying down a heavy burden of negative forces of energy and the activation of change that come from leveraging your anger and transforming into a positive force for good for you and the world. Never underestimate the ripple effect of one small action can have. Start by taking a small step today. So just do one small step every day, guys, and that's it. All right, so tomorrow, on Wednesday rather, we'll learn how to channel your anger into productive action. Sounds good? Come join me on Wednesday, and I will see you there. All right, guys, have a great day. Be positive. Enjoy Monday.